Echo-Based TV, where community happens. Echo-Based Network. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Echo-Based TV, where community happens. We gonna piss some people off tonight, y'all. Whoop, whoop. What is going on, everybody? Great to see you all. Thank you very much for being here. Nick will be here in just a moment. We got so much to go through. All this Acolyte stuff. Oh my gosh. I actually read a comment just a few minutes ago on one of our videos that said, I was actually afraid that Coach was going to like this stuff. And I was like, I don't know if I should take that as a compliment or not. Anyways, guys, what is up? Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to a special edition live stream. Coach and Nick doing the classic live stream tonight where you get just the two of us. And then we got a very special thing in the second half of the show. We're going to switch it over to member pop-ins where you guys will be able to join us right here on the channel. The people who are master level members, and you will be able to discuss what you want to talk about regarding the Acolyte. Really excited to see all of those faces and get those comments, and let's have that conversation. And there's a lot going on right now. As a matter of fact, I haven't even added it to the agenda. I just saw this, just poured myself a cup of coffee, getting ready for tonight, because tonight ain't going to be a short one. I'm here, okay? I'm here. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I see my boy Valiant in chat. Congrats to the new Miss Alabama. Y'all proud. Okay. Check this out, y'all. I cannot wait for Nick to get here. He's going to be here in just a moment. But here's what Variety just came out with 19 minutes ago. The Acolyte reaches 4.8 million views in one day, biggest Disney Plus launch of 2024. And they go on to talk about how, it's so short. The Acolyte, Disney's newest Star Wars series, reached 4.8 million views in its first day of availability. This marks the streamer's biggest series premiere of 2024 thus far, according to Disney. An exact first-day viewership total isn't available for Ahsoka, the most recent Star Wars series, though Disney did report that it took 5 days to reach 14 million views. That comes out to an average of 2.8 million per day, 2 million below the launch of The Acolyte. Note, a view is calculated by dividing the number of hours each title is watched by its runtime. More to come. They are changing the metrics here. What has it had to compete against in 2024? Nothing. But man, they're going to twist it any way that they can to say what a success it has been. By the way, he is here. Let's go ahead and pop him in right now, and then I'll get right back to this. Guys, we have so much Acolyte business, new stuff like that just hit. Okay, so we got to cover these things. Here we go. Let's bring him in. Ladies and gentlemen, here. Gotta play it for him, because you know him, you love him. Yeah.
And they give us Pee Wee Herman books.
Yo.
And now they give us Lesbians in Space.
Ah!
Oh, this is what Star Wars has become.
We got to clip that. That's really good. That was pretty quick, Nick. That's the Nick that was my best friend growing up. That was him. That was him. That was pretty good.
I had been drinking quite a bit to get through that Book of Boba Fett series.
Well, in the words of Matt Rissman, I miss the Book of Boba Fett like a bantha. That is what he said after watching the first 2 episodes of this show.
Yeah.
Nick, look, we're going to get into all things Acolyte. I just told everybody that we're going to be doing member stream. Second half of the show is going to be a members-only stream, and we're going to be doing pop-ins. But right now, thank you guys so much for being here. We got 250 plus right here at the top of the show. So share this thing out, like it. Thank you very much. Now, Nick, here's what was just dropped. I just noticed this right before the stream. It's been about 25 minutes. Variety reports the Acolyte reaches 4.8 million views in one day, biggest Disney Plus launch of 2024. And that's what Disney reported. The Acolyte, Disney Plus' first newest Star Wars series, reached 4.8 million views in its first day of availability. This marks the streamer's biggest series premiere of 2024 thus far, according to Disney. They're going to make it a win no matter how you want to slice it.
Yeah, no matter what. Let's see how the merch sales pan out.
Oh, you mean those toys that you have to pre-order right now when the show's out, and you won't get them until mid-October?
Yeah.
That merch?
Yep.
Talk about having faith in your product.
Yeah. Yeah, they have been making this for 4 years. 4 years that they have been working on this show, and they have no merch ready to sell for it. Why is that?
Do you remember when The Phantom Menace came out?
Man,
weeks before the movie dropped, the toy aisle was full.
Yep, they had a huge display.
We knew more about the movie because of the toys than anything.
Yeah. Yep, everybody was going out getting their figures. Those are the days of Star Wars. Whatever my thoughts and feelings are on the prequels, that was when Star Wars was Star Wars. When it was under George Lucas, the toys were a big deal. There was hype surrounding everything. Everybody was kind of talking about it. Now what we're talking about is how bad it is, the identity politics and the agenda and messaging in Star Wars, the comments made by the actors, and all that sort of crap. You know, it's not about it's way more about the messaging and the brand that's being destroyed more so than the actual show.
100%. So look, I missed the night it dropped, Tuesday night. I was with the family. We were on vacation, drove back home yesterday, got home last night, and it was the biggest chore, dude, for me to go through those 2 episodes. And I tried to go into it with as much of an open mind as possible.
Yeah.
But guess what? I'm human too, and when I hear and see the clip of Leslie Headland with Amanda Lestenberg talking about this is the gayest Star Wars show ever, and that whole clip from the rap, you're talking about like if there was any part of me looking forward to watching that show, which there wasn't, that would have killed it right there.
Yeah.
Like, yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're all about the identity politics. We're all about the agenda and messaging. That's what this is. She told us that in 2021. Leslie Headland said, as a showrunner, as a storyteller, she said there's no way that her queerness cannot come out and be part of the story. And here we are. Yeah. Now, to be fair, there was only a smidge of that in the first 2 episodes that I noticed.
Yeah. It wasn't.
That's not why it sucks yet.
Yeah, it wasn't overly woke these first 2 episodes. There was other than the very, very strong DEI cast that was made very obvious. The only people that got killed were the 2 white people, conveniently.
Oh yeah.
And
the balding neckbeard.
Yeah. Yeah.
That died because he basically committed suicide because he felt so guilty.
Yeah.
With his white privilege, I guess.
Yeah. And for those detractors out there, you know, that are talking about we're hate bombing, we weren't going to like it no matter what because of the diversity and all that sort of stuff. Funny how we went into X-Men 97, ready to trash that, and that was very diverse, and it had a gay showrunner, and he was talking about all this stuff about Morph, non-binary, and him and Wolverine's special relationship and all that sort of stuff, which was never really mentioned or brought up in the actual show itself at all. And we ended up loving that show.
Loving the show.
House of the Dragon.
And we made videos, bro, saying, you know what? We got this one wrong, guys. X-Men 97 is really good.
Yeah, and people should go watch it. And then House of the Dragon, which is female-led, diverse. It's a very strong female-led show, and we actually love that one too. So the people making those arguments, it just doesn't hold water.
Well, we
actually watched this, so we're not watching it and just hating on it either.
Those people are going to attack any way possible.
Yeah.
And if they could call you a racist, if they could call you a bigot, then they're going to do that. And if they can't call you those, then they're going to call you an incel.
Yep.
Like it's just like the DEI agenda, the check boxes. They have a checkbox. Like, I'm going to call you this and this and this and this. And it's actually really funny. And they're on social media whining and crying right now because people on our side of it are giving the show negative reviews. And they can't wrap their minds around why that is. So we have to be misogynist. We have to be, because I've seen it all. Conservatives, religious fanatics. No, we're Star Wars fans that want to see Star Wars or something that resembles Star Wars, and what you're giving us doesn't.
Nope. And that's why RIP Star Wars is trending on Twitter, which shout out to all the Twitter viewers out there. 53 of you guys out there on Twitter.
Hell yeah. Welcome to the show, everybody, on Twitter. That's awesome. By the way, I set that up, by the way.
Yeah, I noticed it. So
this is our first time ever dual streaming on Twitter.
Yep. So I pulled it up so I could see if there's any comments since you're watching that side. So if anything comes up on the Twitter side.
That's where the crazies will probably show up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Twitter is it's a world in itself.
Oh yeah. All right. So look. So Variety, everybody reports that the Acolyte, is great. And we see the member chats and the super chats coming in, guys. We're going to hit all those in a timely fashion all through the night. But we want to show you this. This is the latest. Let me refresh the page because this thing's been teetering back and forth on. Yep, there it is. 29% now. The audience score has dropped down to 29%.
Wow, it's below 30 now.
It's below 30. It started out at like 48.
Yeah.
And the more people have watched it, the more it has gone down. And, Nick, people are saying, the other side, oh, you're review bombing, you're hate watching, you weren't going to like it anyways. It's so sad what these people have done to... Actually, I have there was a tweet that I want to bring up. There's a tweet that I want to bring up that is perfect for this. Here we go. Got it. It genuinely hurt, and y'all leave this girl alone. I'm not doing this for everybody to go after this lady.
I commented on one of her posts last night.
Yeah. So she says, it genuinely hurts my heart so much to see the Acolyte being review bombed by people who haven't even tried watching it. They are all just living in an echo chamber of hate. And I want to be like, excuse me, honey, what about the 92% of critical reviewers giving this thing a fresh rating? You have got to be kidding me. This show, critically reviewed, is on par with the original Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
It's on par. It's 2 points below The Empire Strikes Back. This thing is being critically reviewed better than Return of the Jedi. This destroys everything the prequel trilogy did. All 3 prequel trilogies films are getting destroyed by the Acolyte critically. That's where we are.
Yeah,
this show is one of the highest rated Star Wars anything we've ever gotten. You have got to be kidding me.
Yeah, it makes no sense. And the thing is, anytime this happens, this is the critic and audience. This is what the critic and audience scores look like. Critic scores way up, audience scores way down. But when something actually good comes out, they're both up. And then if something comes out that's not, agenda or pushing, gay stuff or whatever, and it actually sucks. Just say some movie or show that just has a bunch of like white people in it or something, and it's actually bad, then the scores match up and are both low.
Yeah. Exactly.
Every time.
And we've seen stuff like that before, like with The Last Jedi. Critically, The Last Jedi was great. Yeah. And we were like, I don't get it. And then the audience score, it's like, it got destroyed. This is a very similar situation. And if you think about it, it makes perfect sense. Because think about how the fandom was reacting to each other during The Last Jedi. It's the same people that loved The Last Jedi that have, poked their heads out of the sand, and they're coming after us again because we happen to not like something. It's the same people. It's the same thing all over again. We went right back to 2017. I believe that's when the movie came out, and here we are again.
Yeah. Yeah, because we were complaining about general gender studies Holdo with her purple hair,
who happens to be a lesbian.
Yeah, who happens to be a lesbian, and her character was terrible, and the crap in that was terrible. But then we get called all these names because of who they are in real life, not anything to do with the character or the plot or the way the story's getting played out. None of that, Yes. Nobody's like, oh wow, they really think that the story sucks. No, it goes right back to they don't like it because it's a woman or because they're gay or
that's what they think.
Like that every single time.
Every time. News Drifter, hey, how do we go from Ewoks to Ewokes? What's up, man? Go EBN merch store. Go. Yep. All right. So let's look and see. Actually, so look, we're going to go through what some of these critical reviews say. Some of them.
You want to hit some super chats for
we do. I'm just kind of laying a foundation of what we're going to do. We are going to clear out the super chats in just a second, but we're going to head over to Rotten Tomatoes and look at what some of the actual critical reviews are saying. And we're going to kind of measure the Acolyte up against the other Star Wars shows and movies where it is critically. Vulture, or the New York Magazine, has come out with an article letting us know that in episode 3, thank you, Valiant, we are going to experience a female character's menstrual cycle in episode 3 of The Acolyte, and it will be celebrated.
Oh, jeez.
That is going to be happening because that's important. We're also going to look at some of the shills who are lashing out, and I mean, these people are not well. We're going to look at some of that. A shill news channel that made an interesting comment that I think is worthy of looking at. And then at that point, guys, we are going to switch it over to members and do pop-ins. So hope everybody joins us. If you want to join our member family, I think it's $2 a month, and you could be in there with us and all that. Thank you for your support. Nick, let's go ahead and hit these super chats, and we'll keep this thing rolling, man.
Yep. Marcus W becomes a new YouTube member. Hail, Marcus W. Of course, I can't see what they
he joined as a Jedi Knight. Thank you, Marcus.
Hail, Marcus. Scott Westbrook sends a $5 super sticker, which StreamYard still doesn't have fixed or set up to where I can't see what
it is. A fox saying good job with the thumbs up.
All right. Rogue Sarge.
Hey, Bobby.
Good evening, everyone at EBN. How about that train wreck known as the Acolyte?
Oh, buddy. Man, we ain't even got into it really yet.
Yeah, what are you talking about, Rogue Sarge? It is the greatest thing Star Wars has ever had.
I've seen that posted.
Yeah. Martha Clark becomes a YouTube member.
Hey, Martha, thank you.
Martha Clark. Matween member for 26 months. Thank you, Leslie and KK, for finally representing me. Hashtag I'm Fadawan. Hashtag Darth Ozempic.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Oh, man.
I am Fadawan. He got that started, didn't he?
Yeah. Well,
so, look,
it was either him or no. I think X-Wing said it first, and then he got
it trending on Twitter.
He got the hashtag going.
All right. Well, we got 400 people in the house right now. Why don't you explain to them how that all went down and what is I Am Fadawan, Nick?
Yeah, so for those of you that didn't see, we actually got fat representation in the Jedi Order. We already know we've had fat people. We've had Porkins,
the Rancor Keeper, Jabba.
Yeah. We're not talking about that. We're talking about in the Jedi Order.
A fat Jedi?
Yeah.
Can there be such a thing?
Yeah. Who's basically like the special forces of the galaxy. I don't know about you guys, if you guys have went and seen any SEAL teams running around with giant fat people in it. I've never seen it. Maybe it's a thing in the Star Wars universe. So it's not the fact that there's a fat person in it, because that doesn't. Why does that matter? It's the fact that they're a Jedi, which makes zero sense. Jedi are supposed to be very disciplined. Obviously, he wasn't disciplined with the Force.
He got that thick midichlorian count.
Yeah. Yeah. Valiant Renegade. Hail to you, good sir. Remember, for 38 months, let the gayness flow through you. Search your feelings.
Goodness.
You know it to be true. In this show, yeah, pretty much. Fandomology. What is going on, guys? Gifted one Echo Base Network membership. If you guys have not subbed to Fandomology, go over and check them out.
Absolutely.
Paul and his brother and all them always come out to our meetups in Nashville every year, which is a lot of fun. ICCC, which is this October. So if you guys are in the Nashville area, hope you guys can come out for that. Mexican Iron Man, member for 41 months. Jedi Burrito 1, reporting for duty. I'm here for some good old-fashioned black pill bigotry. Hey, Risman, tell your girlfriend KK her acolyte sucks. P.S. We are, you are, Echo Base Istophobe. No.
Oh, my goodness. He's a YouTuber.
Yeah, hail to you, Mexican Iron Man, the best YouTuber on YouTube.
Love you, brother. Thank you.
Darth Maul's lower half, member for 5 months. Guys, I'm devastated, not because of the acolyte, I couldn't care less, but because Gina canceled her trip to Berlin. I was looking forward to meet her in Jay. Oh, that sucks. I had not heard that.
I didn't know that either.
Huh.
Well, I hate that, man. But, maybe you'll get that opportunity again, bro.
Yeah, maybe because World War III's they're thinking it's going to break out over there or something. Who knows? Valiant Renegade for $2. Congrats to the new Miss Alabama. Y'all proud. I saw the picture. Hey, yeah. It is what it is. I didn't vote. What I had no decision making in that process.
What? I just looked at it for the first time.
Yeah.
All right. Move on.
Yep. Graph Web for $2.
Yes. Thank you, Graph Web.
Cancel Disney Plus. 100%. I've never subscribed to Disney Plus, but I do have somebody else's login info to where I can log in so we can watch the Trashalite. Lou Capadona for $1.99. Leslie Headland's nickname is Jaw Binks.
She got that Roblox head.
Yeah.
And that super long neck, man.
Yeah, she came straight out of Minecraft. Her head did anyways.
She looks like one of those, people from Camino.
Yeah. Yeah.
That neck.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
John Graber has
look out
a YouTube member again. Hail, John Graber. Good to see you, buddy. Let's see.
Good to have you back, John.
Schmobody for 49. Breaking vocabulary. Fisser equals force plus scissor. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they did some stupid crap like that and brought some terminology like that into this show. Because it's pretty gay. Michael Krause for $5, who sent us an email earlier, and I responded to you. Hope you get that.
What's up, Michael?
Out. What is going on? I remember seeing the prequels in theater, all because of the toys. Turtlelight honestly makes the Rey movie somewhat okay, like from an F- to an F+. Man, I will say this: I would rather watch The Force Awakens over this. Any day.
Yeah.
The Last Jedi, it hasn't gotten bad enough for me to want to watch The Last Jedi over these first 2 episodes, but we got 6 episodes left, so they got plenty of time to get me there.
So, look, we're going to continue rolling through the super chats, member chats, but Nick, what's some of the worst things that you saw in the first 2 episodes of The Acolyte? Chat, let us know too.
I'll just give you 2 right off the top of my head because there's a lot there, but I'll just give you 2 off the top of my
before
head.
you even do that, because a lot of people are saying people are just hating it because of the diverse cast, because they're racist. They don't actually have any legitimate criticism. Well, those people aren't listening.
Yeah, no. They're not listening to this conversation. So just two things off my head, and there's a laundry list here. One, the Jedi show up to arrest Osha in their Jedi ship. Then we see them handcuff her and then take her and put her on a droid ship that we have no clue where that came from. And then the Jedi ship's gone and they teleport back to Coruscant. Like, if you watch that whole scene, the editing on that whole scene, it doesn't make sense at all. This is somebody who just killed a Jedi master, and you throw this person in a cell with nothing but a few droids. Well, you get back on your ship and go off.
Dumb.
Yeah, dumb.
They didn't even show us like putting her on that ship. It's just like all of a sudden, next scene, she's on a slave ship, prisoner ship, prisoner transport, and it's like, what? And that's so dumb.
Yeah, and the whole time I'm like, well, where are the Jedi? You know, this is happening. Surely they're going to come running in the door and like stop this. But next thing I know, they're on Coruscant. And I'm like, whoa, wait a second. I thought they were just with her, arresting her. How they get back here?
Yeah.
Like it made no sense.
And dude, they knew she could use the Force.
Yeah, she was a Padawan, and
but she was using it against them.
Yeah.
They just witnessed it. They just felt it. And you put her on a prisoner ship with no people watching?
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make sense at all. Nope, not at all.
Just one of the ones that keep in mind, the one that you're going to do, unless you're going to say the same thing I'm about to. Stop me and you do it, because you always do this better than me, dude. When Soul says, "I witnessed May's death. I saw her die," and then literally like 10 minutes later, the girl says she's alive, and he says, "I believe you." Wait a minute.
Yeah.
10 minutes ago, you just said you watched her die.
Yeah.
So Star Wars again pulls out this lame, somehow Palpatine returned. Somehow May returned. And we don't know how. We don't know how. But, the Jedi Master Soul apparently saw it. And I got to show you this. John Kokoza, a good friend of ours, sent us this animated GIF. Watch this. Great moments in Star Wars, the Acolyte writing. Do you think that? No. May is dead. I saw her die. A few moments later, May is alive. I believe you. Like, what on earth are we doing?
Yeah.
I don't get it. It is horrible.
Yeah. Very bad writing, cringe dialogue. Oh, the voice acting on some of these voice actors and some of the actual Leslie Headland's girlfriend, who plays the green bald-headed Jedi, that's basically bossing Soul around. Her acting is terrible. So yeah. The second thing that came to mind was in the second episode when Yord, the High School Musical with the dude with the weird hair, is up on the balcony right above May and Soul, watching them fight each other, and he's up there with binoculars, zooming in, like trying, and when you see through the binoculars, it looks like they're far away, and he zooms in, and he's literally right there above them. He could literally be like, "Hey guys, how y'all doing?" And talk to them.
Yeah. 10 feet away.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alec.
Yeah.
One of the things that I thought was terribly stupid was when Carrie-Anne Moss's character, I can't remember, Indara, when she ignites her saber, I don't know why it took her 5 minutes to ignite her saber. The lady's trying to kill her, and she's just sitting there playing around, Jedi, force foo. And eventually she ignites the saber, and then May, after already having said, "Attack me with everything you have."
Yeah.
Then May was like, "Oh, you actually turned your saber on. That means you want to kill me," or something along those lines. So basically May was saying if a Jedi ignites their saber, they're trying to kill you. Well, I saw about 4 or 5 other sabers get, turned on, ignited in the show, and nothing happened. Nothing. We saw saber ignite over and over in this show with nothing going on. It's just another example of piss poor writing.
Yeah. Yep. And when Carrie Ann Moss at the very beginning, and May comes in there, like, and is talking to her, and she's like, "Yes, my child." Like she's part of like Tulsa Doom snake cult from Conan the Barbarian, like Jedi don't talk like that. "Yes, my child. Are you here? Are you here for me, my child?"
Well, dude, I mean, what did you think about
dialogue? So cringe.
What did you think about Vernesta Rowe, Leslie Headland's wife, the Green Jedi?
Yeah, I was just talking about her. She's one of the worst actors in the whole.
Okay, all right. Show. So I didn't realize that's who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Every line of dialogue she said was cringe.
Yeah.
And the worst, I don't know why, but have you ever seen anybody like walk off, get out of the contact of conversation, and then they say, "May the Force be with you"?
Mm.
The person wasn't even listening at that point. They were already gone.
Yeah.
It's like they gave us this cringe close-up of her, and she says, "May the Force be with you." That person had left a minute ago. Like, who are you talking to?
Yeah, there's so many dumb moments in this show. It's just not good.
Risman already bought the Acolyte Lego set. Oh man,
he ordered already. Let's see here. Phantomology. I don't see Brandon the Anime Guy here, so I'll say it for him. Hashtag Duck Disney.
Yep,
100%. Yeah.
Yep. Hey, make sure you're unstarring everything so they're gone.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Keep rolling.
Debbie Young gifted 5 Echo Base Network memberships.
Thank you, Debbie.
Debbie Young. So all of you guys will actually be here for the second part of the show where we switch over to members only stream, and we'll be doing pop-ins for master members and all that sort of stuff. We'll be talking more and all that sort of stuff. So let's see. Mr. Dangs, member for 8 months. Chris Gore on Film Threat. Great breakdown of episode 3. I watched it, and yes, he did a great job. I'm soaking up all the spoilers. There was a time with Star Wars where it's like, I don't want to know spoilers. I'm going in fresh. I don't want anything to be spoiled for me.
Not anymore.
I don't care.
So
I don't care.
I actually was on vacation, and my buddy Sundowners, who's in chat, Sundowners Club, Sean, we had a conversation. We talked on the phone, and he's like, "Do you want to know?" Because I know the story. I was like, "Brother, spill it. I don't care anymore."
Yeah.
Because I'm like you. Like, I didn't going into The Last Jedi. I didn't want to know anything.
Yeah, same. I knew no spoilers going into it. None.
After 2017, you pretty much can't spoil anything for me. I don't care.
Yeah. Yep.
So it is what it is.
Yeah, plus, when the Rise of Skywalker, dude, we knew all the spoilers.
Just imagine if this was good, though. It would just be straight shit. If everybody got to see, all these people got to see the first 4 episodes of the season, half the season. They have watched half of the season. Yep. I'm just glad that none of us give a crap. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Anyways.
Yeah, 100%. Mr. Dangs also for $1.39 Canadian sends a super sticker, which I cannot see, but Coach can.
It's a smiley face.
Smiley face. All right. Hail, Mr. Dangs.
Thank you, Mr. Dangs.
Let's see here. Moving right along. Mexican Iron Man. Nick, good news. I entered you in a raffle, and you have won a weekend getaway with the new Miss Alabama.
Oh.
Have fun. I will not be showing up for that getaway. I will be going to Dallas tonight on my own. So yeah, Miss Alabama can sit here and enjoy the buffet bar by herself. Debbie Young for $4.99, and we all know why the critics are giving it such a high score. They're doing it because this is DEI and they want to make people watch it. Yeah, I mean the critics, they're the ones that get these perks of getting the first half of the season for free, being able to watch it and getting exclusive interviews or exclusive news articles or updates on stuff. That they get perks, so they don't want to upset Disney, and lose all that and get uninvited. So they're gonna push for positivity.
Bro, do you remember back in the day, like when Siskel and Ebert were a thing, and they would do their reviews? They said what they thought.
Yeah.
They weren't trying to bend to anybody's will. They weren't trying to say what anybody wanted them to say. They weren't shilling for anybody. They were actual, real, critical reviewers. I will say this, though. There's no doubt about it. I couldn't be a reviewer. You couldn't be a reviewer because you're way too honest.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You would review one thing, and then they'd never have you back.
No.
That's what would happen to these people. They are literally having to bend, and many of them, I'm just assuming, are just lying through their teeth so they can keep their little VIP pass. Yep. Because if they say otherwise, they'll never be invited back. They're going to have to get out of the profession. They're going to have to go do something else. So for their career, they're having to do this. Well, that speaks to the evil of the corporation. That speaks to the evil of the entertainment industry.
Yeah,
they're trying to control. You can't trust media anywhere anymore.
Yeah. That's why people come to YouTube, for people that actually are going to be honest in their thoughts and opinions.
Yes.
And like we said, if the Acolyte, I mean, me and Coach has had this conversation. What if it's actually good?
Dude, that's what I called and said to you about an hour before you, Risman, and the DA started watching it.
Yeah. What if it's actually good?
Hey, look, somebody already roasted me. Somebody already roasted me in the comments. They said, you gave the trailer a thumbs up. I did. I gave the trailer a thumbs up because it was what it was and nothing was revealed. There wasn't any agenda there. But you know what? The show sucks.
Yeah.
The show sucks.
Yep.
Anyways.
100%. 100%. Our good buddy Felix Quiros. Hail to you, good sir.
Thank you, Felix.
5 Echo-based network memberships. And then Michael Kraus also became a YouTube member.
Let's go. Welcome back, Michael.
Let's see here. Oh, Donna Hergenrether's here. 999. Loving the fall.
Loving the fallout. Yep. Man, that's what happens.
It is a big time fallout. And it's only gonna get worse, Donna.
Oh,
next week, episode 3.
Episode 3. It's coming. Everything changes.
Yeah. Only gonna get worse. Avenger for 10 euros. Last night I saw a clip from House of the Dragon season 2 of Damien Rage berating.
Yeah.
I can't say her. I can't say her name.
It's Rhaenyra.
Yeah, Rhaenyra. Yeah, for not torching the greens at Aegon's crowning. A tiny clip, but it was electric. God, I can't wait for it. Hurry up.
Yeah, it'll be good.
That show's gonna destroy the Acolyte. Destroy it.
Oh, yeah, easy.
Yeah.
The worst episode of House of the Dragon will kill anything the Acolyte does.
Yeah, don't kill
Or
the
Star
best
Wars.
episode of the Acolyte.
Yeah.
And again, very diverse cast
Mm.
and very strong female-led show
because it's about story, bro.
Yeah, and we're not complaining about that. So
Yep.
Debbie Young for $9. We will see rainbow lightsabers.
I would not be shocked.
I would not be shocked either. They're probably coming.
I hope they do.
Yeah,
I hope they do.
Yep. Just put another final nail in the coffin of Star Wars. Another one. There's already 10 final nails. Just go ahead for number 11 and bring in the rainbow lightsaber.
I saw the funniest meme. A little boy. It was a drawn cartoon. A little boy was sitting on his father's shoulder outside, and the boy was looking up into the sky, and he said, "Daddy, why is the butt sex symbol in the sky?" I'm like, whoa.
Oh, geez. Yep, they hijacked that symbol.
Oh, yeah.
Big time. J.O. Rama for $10. The Jedi and the Acolyte are inept and emotionally fragile. It took May 1 minute to convince Master Torben to commit seppuku. And the High Republic is supposed to be a golden age of the Jedi. How? Makes no sense to me. Your guess is as good as mine, J.O. Rama. As good as mine. No clue. I guess we'll find out later, why he decided to self-delete himself.
Yeah, that's another really terrible part. Dude has been sitting there meditating for how many years? And he wakes up and he's convinced to off himself that easily?
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's like, that's so weak.
Yeah,
that is
makes
the
no
characters
sense.
of May and Osha are the most uninteresting characters. I do not care about them.
Mm-hmm. Nope. Not at all. Not at all. CS for $10. Why did Trinity let everyone in the bar get slaughtered before responding to the psycho antagonist? What was she waiting for? Why is she not protecting people? Is she not a Jedi? No clue. Once again, another dumb moment at the start of the show. At the very start of it. It makes no sense. A Jedi does not attack. Huh? I've seen lots of Jedi attack in the prequels. That they didn't wait to defend themselves.
And look at the way that May killed Carrie Ann Moss's character. Like, she had to resort to a type of deception.
Yeah.
Like, if Carrie Ann Moss's character didn't get sidetracked, distracted, she wouldn't have died. And then the next character, she convinces to drink poison.
Yeah.
Did they really think that May has like the fans are going to see her as being some type of threat? No.
Right. Yeah.
Like, she's the least dangerous antagonist so far.
Yeah, I'm not scared of her at all.
No, ridiculous.
Yeah. CS also sends another $10. Why do they have this bizarre moment with Jedi Dorko with the shirt off? What was the point of this? Was it supposed to be some kind of weird sexual thing? Probably. No clue why they did that. Because they want. He is that actor is gay in real life, and maybe he wanted to show off his gayness to his other gay buddies. I have no idea.
I don't get it. Like,
yeah, Yord, put your clothes on.
Yeah.
Like, you just walked in on me. Like, where were they? What Jedi is steaming his robes in a common area?
Right. Well, so here's
They
why.
got steamers. Like,
here's why. Kokoza nails it. That's why.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the
Yep.
only reason why he was standing there with his shirt off.
Yeah.
Like, you really wrote that into this story? That is just, what are we doing?
Yeah. This is where Star Wars is. For anybody out there that had any hope for Disney Star Wars, this is where we're at now.
We were hoping for a retcon a couple years ago.
We were hoping for a retcon. We're like, man, there's a way out with the World Between Worlds. Man, that is so far gone. So far gone. Like, Star Wars is so dead.
Hey, guys.
So dead.
I don't think Dave Filoni's on our side.
Yeah, I'm saying it right now. I do not think Filoni is on our side. Remember when we were doing the shirts in Favreau and Filoni we trust?
Oh, my God.
Remember that?
Them shirts are gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you got that shirt, it might be worth money because there ain't very many of them.
No. Yeah. I don't trust anybody. And the thing is, Ron Kinnell and Jeremy over at Geeks and Gamers asked Critical Drinker what he would do with Star Wars if he was handed the keys, if KK were to suddenly die. And they're like, Critical Drinker, here you go.
Yeah.
He literally said the same thing I've said. I would go in there like death and fire everybody at Lucasfilm would be fired, all of them. And the people that were still there under George, I would let them re-interview for their job, and I'd ask their thoughts on all this woke messaging and agenda crap, and if they think it has a place in Star Wars, and if they said yeah, I think it's been good,
yeah,
automatically interview over, you ain't coming back.
Right.
Hey,
we got to break it here and just say hail to the great Chris Gore.
Hail Chris Gore.
Great covering, guy, my man. Great covering. Yeah. Thank you for everything.
Yeah, Chris Gore over there at Film Threat has been just killing it.
Glad you're doing well.
Yeah, with the first 4 episode breakdown. And get ready for episode 3, guys, because if you guys don't know what's coming,
that's the thing. And Chris gets it. We used to not want to be spoiled because they actually came out with good stories. Nobody cares about this.
Nope. Now we're like, give us the spoilers. We want to know what's happening because we don't want to get blindsided like we did in The Last Jedi. Because remember when we were going into The Last Jedi, Coach, and we're like, man, Luke Skywalker's coming back. This is going to be awesome.
This is a can't miss, bruh.
Hype level.
This is what I've been waiting on since 83.
Yeah. And we knew no spoilers or anything. Man, we left that theater speechless. We could not believe the trash that we just
when
watched.
You say we left the theater speechless,
literally, we didn't say a word to each other.
Didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Went to a restaurant. We went to Waffle House.
Waffle House, yep.
With 6 of our friends. Sat down, and then we started talking. One of the 8 of us liked it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe it. But, hey, whatever,
Yep. So now we're just like, give us all the spoilers.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Because we don't care. We don't care.
This is not Star Wars, bro. No.
Yep, this is just another final nail in the coffin of Star Wars. Like Gary over at Nerdrotic says, they're just, raping the corpse of Star Wars at this point.
Yep. We're just documenting, its demise. It's continued what they do with the corpse from here on. Go ahead.
Yep. Trucker Mark for $5. The Acolyte is nothing but copy and paste. Honestly, what are they copying and pasting from? I've not seen anything this bad before.
So many of you guys are going to get this in the chat, and some of you are going to roast me for saying this. But Nick, do you remember when we were kids and we used to have battles with our Star Wars toys?
Oh yeah. Figures, you pick, I pick.
Yeah, you pick, I pick, you pick, I pick, and then we have battles, and we come up with this story where we're fighting each other with our characters.
Yeah,
and I'm talking like 50 versus 50. We had armies going at, the stories that we came up with when we were kids playing with our action figures are better than what this is.
100%, 100%, without a doubt, better. And and I've said it in the past. Me and Coach could come up with better Star Wars ideas for them to do than Lucasfilm, than the professionals. The professionals over there at Lucasfilm are coming up with. We could come up with better ones. I mean, they bought a gold money-making machine with Star Wars, and they completely squandered it. And now that they just keep squandering it,
dude,
like they're not learning their lesson.
They saw the reaction when Luke came back at the end of season 2 of Mando. They saw it. They know it. All they had to do was give us a series. Something.
Yeah, they picked to do the Acolyte over a Luke Skywalker series.
This is what we get.
You know, or Rogue Squadron series with Wedge and a whole group of X-Wing pilots.
At the end of the day, we have to keep in mind that these are the same people that bought Star Wars, created a new movie with the original cast, and never put them on screen together.
Yeah.
We should have known then.
Yep.
This is it.
Yep, 100%. Amazing how they're so creatively bankrupt that they rip off The Fugitive. It wasn't me. It was the one-armed they, them. You know what? I did not make that connection, but now that you bring it up. I
didn't either. That's great. Thank you, WCW.
Yeah, and they even have, and I think Chris Gore actually is the one that I heard talk about this on Gary's channel when they were talking about that. Like when she's backing up in the cave with the ledge, it's sort of similar to that scene in The Fugitive. And I guess that's what the previous super chat was talking about, the copying and paste. There's definitely some copy and paste moments such as that from The Fugitive in there. And then she's, but instead of falling off the ledge, Master Soul, uses the Force and grabs her, which you knew was going to happen. A Marcellus for $5. Nerdotic was right. We are truly living in the cursed timeline. 100%. Yep. And I'll actually be hanging out with and seeing those guys this weekend in Dallas as well at the Fan Expo meetup in Dallas. So if you guys are in the Dallas area, I might see you there. Veritech 2000 member for 2 months. This is a new low for Disney Star Wars. Finally, none of the shills can deny that Disney Wars is pure commie propaganda. May the thread be with you. Absolutely. Communist Plus is
the thing. Veritech's absolutely right, man. This is an all new low. Like, seriously, after you guys watched the premiere of The Acolyte, guys, this is no bullshit. After the premiere Tuesday night, Matt Risman said, I would rather be watching the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
That was the low. And he's right. The Book of Boba Fett is better than this so far. Like, this is awful. It's just awful.
I'd rather rewatch the Lizzo episode of Mando season 3.
So
I don't know. I don't
know, dude.
I don't know if these first 2 episodes were that bad.
As bad as Mando season 3 was, on the whole, this has gotten off to a worse start.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Crazy.
Jarrett Little for $9.99. I rewatched the Luke scene in Mando season 2 100 times, and I'm sure thousands of the other Star Wars fans did the same. Why doesn't Disney use their analytics to give the fans more of what they want and less of this? Because they're idiots and don't know what they're doing over there. They want to push this feminist, female, woke agenda messaging crap. On a boys branded IP that George Lucas literally said, I made this for 12-year-old boys, and turn it into something else.
You know what doesn't make sense? Jon Favreau went at lengths to keep that whole thing under wraps. Let that out. Don't let that get spoiled. It was so important. It was like the dadgum ring, dude. Keep it secret, keep it safe.
Yeah.
Like, nobody knew. I happened to be predicting it myself right before the finale dropped. I said it on the live stream. I thought that Luke would be back.
Way. No
Everybody else was saying Han was going to be back.
Yeah.
Remember all that? Well, anyways, it's just crazy that they went to the lengths that they did. Even had part of that in a documentary. Saw the reaction. Hamill was even grateful for it. And then nothing.
Yep.
Nothing.
Gina got fired a few months after that. Actually, I think it was like a month and a half or something after that. Then the fans that were coming back went back and dropped back off, and then we've gotten all the crap we've gotten since then.
Yes,
which has been nothing. The only thing that's arguably been decent that people can make an argument for is Andor, and I wasn't a fan of Andor at all.
Yep, and then Rissman nailed it. Then we got the Book of Boba Fett, which was the low at the time.
Yeah, and do you remember the end credit scene at that end of season 2 of Mando, where we saw Boba Fett going to Jabba's palace?
Badass.
Yeah, and I was like, "What? We're getting a Boba Fett show next year?" I was hyped, and then they destroyed that character, and made Fennec Shand basically the boss woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, completely ruined it, and it was crap.
Sure did.
Rick Carrera, Mexican Iron Man, is a YouTuber
every day,
every single day. Mr. House Party 6 for $10 super sticker.
Thank you, sir.
Coach can see that. I cannot.
He sent
Mr. House Party 6
it's a hippopotamus saying knockout, and he's throwing a punch.
Sweet. Hail to you, good sir. Thank you for that. Mr. Buttcrack Media member for 24 months.
Hey, Buttcrack.
What is going on, Mr. Buttcrack Media? Good to see you, sir. Hey, Marcellus, did you notice that Jackie called Yord by his first name? Padawans are supposed to address knights as master. They are lower rank. So much for respect. Wow, I did not pick up or catch that.
I didn't either.
That's a good point.
Very good.
Yeah,
because
good catch.
these are people who do not understand what they're writing about.
Yeah, good catch. I did not catch that.
Remember, Leslie didn't want writers who knew anything about Star Wars.
Yep, because she wanted to tell her own gay story, and that's what we got. But Gore said we can't criticize the Acolyte unless we watched it. Yeah, that's what all these other people on Twitter are saying, because we actually did watch it. Chris Gore and Alan, they actually watched it. We actually watched it. So yeah, hell, I am Siler for $4.99. Sutton Creek Productions for $2 Canadian. Can't wait for the wheelchair Jedi Sith. You know what's coming? They got to have handicap representation in there.
Gosh.
They got everything else, so they might as well throw that in there as well. Let's see. CS for $20. I just remembered the dude that gave the antagonist twin the poison. The Jedi questioned him and say, "Tell us what you know, and we'll let you go." Why? Why would you let him go? Is he not an accessory to murder? WTF? Yeah. No clue.
That was weird.
So many moments and stuff in parts in the show just make absolutely no sense. No sense at all. I even saw a couple people that you could consider. That a lot of people would consider shills, but actually they're really not. They just have a more positive outlook on it, on stuff than we do, and a lot of that kind of stuff doesn't bother them as much. But I even saw some of them saying that it looked like this show was made by amateur filmmakers.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, they actually noticed it too. And it definitely seems that way. Definitely seems that way. And that clears us up and gets us all caught up on Super Chats.
All right. Man, thank you guys so much for that.
So now we got Rotten Tomato critic.
Oh yeah, you guys keep sending those super chats in, and we'll keep hitting them. But we're going to go ahead and switch it over here. Looking at, well, actually, you know what? This thing changes so much. We need to refresh it because it's been teetering between 30 and 29. So currently, it's sitting still 29. 29% audience score, 92% fresh rating over from the critics. Now, what are some of the critics saying? Look at this one.
Can you zoom in on that, any coach?
Yeah. Joel Keller.
There we go.
The unique time period and straightforward story of the Acolyte make for an excitingly refreshing, quite refreshing, son. Excitingly refreshing trip into Star Wars lore. We just hope the storytelling issues we saw in the first 2 episodes don't plague the entire series. He gave it a fresh rating, Nick. Does it sound like a fresh rating?
Not from his comment right there. It doesn't.
And he's part of the 92.
Yeah.
You know, one thing that I thought was interesting, and you'll see those a lot. You'll see a lot of that crap as you read through these reviews. But you could go to top critics, and the top critics, I believe they're 79% fresh. If you go to all critics, it's 92. So it's a little bit lower, but the audience, we already know. The audience already know. A fire in space, however stupid, is the least of this show's problems. Bland characters, nonsensical dialogue, world-breaking force powers. You mind read now? That's now been established? Why aren't you doing that all the time? You die by getting stabbed by a pocket knife, but can walk away from lightsaber wounds? Oh, and guess what? An evil twin did it. That's never been done before. What a total and complete shit show.
Yeah, not wrong. Now, just to play devil's advocate a little bit on the mind reading stuff, I can see people make an argument to where that sort of thing doesn't bother them, because if you go back to Return of the Jedi, Vader's like, your thoughts betray you. Your feelings for them are strong. And then he's like, oh, sister, so you have a twin. So I never really looked at Vader as being able to mind read. It was more like the feelings and thoughts and emotions coming through the Force from an individual. Not really being able to go in and be like, pull out information out of your brain.
Yeah.
Like Kylo Ren did in the sequels. They established that in the sequels. We never saw that kind of mind reading until the sequels. And the other stuff was just basically between force sensitive force users. They could sense stuff and sense thoughts and emotions and that sort of thing with other force users.
Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at some of these reviews. Look at this. This show absolutely breaks Star Wars canon. The soundtrack is unbearable, which really takes the soul out of the show. I will say I do like the character Soul, but other than that, it's a bland and basic show, which doesn't feel like Star Wars, similar to most Disney Star Wars projects. Nevertheless, maybe my opinion will change when the other episodes are released. Highly doubt it. Nick, what we're hearing is this thing's about to get a lot worse.
Yeah, and Soul was the least offensive character out of all of them for me as well. I didn't really hate that character for him being, this being his very first English speaking role. He did way better of an acting job than a lot of the other actors that have been speaking English since they were born. His character was the one that bothered me the least for sure in this, but still it felt like he almost didn't belong in this show or didn't belong in Star Wars.
Yeah. So look, the next thing I wanted to do, I want to remind everybody, you're going to love this, man. I want to remind everybody that this show cost over $180 million to make. It has a 29% audience score. Awful start. Awful. Variety's coming out reporting that Disney is very happy with the numbers on opening day. It's the most watched show in the first opening day for anything on Disney Plus this year because there hasn't been anything to watch.
X-Men 97's been the best thing to come out on Disney Plus this year.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. Easy. All right. But let's look and see how this show is stacking up currently. If you compare, let's go audience score and critical score. This is really crazy where we are with Star Wars. Ahsoka, 86% critics, 68% audience.
Oh, that show was terrible.
You know what? I think a 68% for the audience is probably about right. I would go a little bit lower than that, but that's probably about right.
Yeah, because people got pulled in with the Anakin stuff and the
big
Clone
time.
Wars flashbacks,
and I get that.
Yeah,
it actually detracted from the whole thing for me.
Yeah, I was not a fan of it. So yeah, same.
Andor, 96% critics, 86% audience.
That's hard to argue because a lot of the audience actually quite enjoyed Andor, even though I thought it was more like bore and very boring.
We were struggling at 2 to 3 a.m. watching it. Okay.
I was just like, oh,
that was a struggle getting up and watching it at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
Yeah.
But the story was really well put together, clearly better than the Acolyte.
The writing and dialogue was light years better in Andor than in these first two episodes of the Acolyte.
Would you say that Andor's better than Ahsoka for you?
Yes, but Ahsoka wasn't as boring to me, but Andor I thought was a better show.
Yes, I agree with you. And I think that about 100% of the people here would agree with you too.
Yeah.
All right. So next up, Obi-Wan Kenobi. 82% of the critics, probably because they don't understand what they're watching.
Yeah.
And then 62%.
Yeah. It was one of the most damaging shows to Star Wars out of any show.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up there. It's Star Wars damaging on a Last Jedi level. It completely damaged the lore, broke canon. It didn't make sense. You could tell everything felt forced. It was not good at all. 62% audience seems about right because people like that Ewan and Hayden came back. They got sucked into that.
Yeah.
The story on that it was terrible.
That show pissed off original trilogy fans and prequel trilogy fans.
Yeah.
Normally, a show just pisses off one group.
Yeah.
This one did it all. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's continue. The Book of Boba Fett, 66% critical, 53% audience.
Oh, God, that was so bad.
It was bad, but it's better than what I saw last night.
Yeah.
And look at the score for that. And here's the thing, too. That's when Star Wars was riding high, when that thing dropped.
Going into it, going into the Book of Boba Fett.
Yep. Star Wars Visions, 98% critics, 66% audience. I think that's a little high for critical rating, but okay. All right.
Yeah.
The Bad Batch, 88-83.
For the people that actually watch that, they're into the whole. That's a lot of Clone Wars fans that grew up watching that stuff, so they probably loved it. And I've said it before. Bad Batch season 2 had some of the best Disney Star Wars that we've gotten in like 1 or 2 episodes that were very well written and very well done.
Yeah, I agree with that. Rise of Skywalker, 51-86.
Oh, that that audience score, I do not believe for a second.
I don't either, but I think that some of that is fans were so happy that it was better than The Last Jedi, they gave it a positive rating, even though the movie is straight garbage.
Yeah.
86%, that's way too high. 90%.
I'm surprised the critics gave it a 51. Well, they're probably like, this is the last movie in the trilogy. This sucked. Like, they're not coming out with another trilogy, so I don't really care about if I get
my VIP pass.
Yeah, my VIP pass. Because screw anything else they come out with. So we're gonna actually be honest this time.
Yep. Mandalorian 90%, 78%. To be fair, Mandalorian was a lot higher until season 3 dropped. Season 3 dropped the audience score.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Never watched Star Wars Resistance. Don't care, but that's some Acolyte type numbers right there. 92-47.
Yep.
Solo 69-63. The Last Jedi, also Acolyte type numbers. 91% of the critics, 41% audience. Bro, you cannot trust the critical reviews anymore. They mean about nothing.
Yeah, they really
If you
don't.
could find somebody that you do enjoy listening to and you do trust, then that's great. But man, you better pick them wisely.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know, man. Star Wars The Force Awakens, 93-85. Rebels.
Rogue One seems about right, too.
Yep. And the point here is there's no way you could sell me that the Acolyte is 92% fresh. That's just crazy to me.
No way. A lot of those people are not being honest at all. They're literally just in there to bump it up, to be like, hey, these critics are saying this show's really good. Go check it out. No.
Yep.
Don't check it out. Anybody out there, unless you just want to torture yourself, I highly recommend you don't watch this show. Let us watch it and go through the torture, and then you can hear our thoughts on it. But I wouldn't recommend anybody watching The Acolyte. Nobody.
Yeah, I'm with you. By the way, I just want to mention this as I'm reading through this next article that we're about to hit that dropped today. We're going to get the lesbian witches coven in the next episode.
Yep.
And here's what we're hearing. We're hearing that the Turner lady, the head witch,
Jodie Turner Smith.
Yeah, that's her. Her character is a lesbian. She's one of the mothers, which was kind of a cringe part of the first episode where they said when Saul was like, "Your mothers."
Yeah.
Why? Why? We don't need. I thought Star Wars was for kids, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want my kids seeing that or hearing that. Anyways, what we're hearing is that the entire coven of witches, they're all lesbians, Nick. All of them. It's a literal lesbian witch army.
Not surprising.
No, not surprising.
Yeah. And we had a superhero frenzy over on Twitter sent a message that said, I thought the show was doomed to fail, guys. 4.8 million views in 24 hours. Good shows get good viewership like this.
Where is this person? Where did they say this?
Twitter, on our live Twitter feed. So superhero frenzy. Let's see how those numbers pan out.
What's good about it? Can you tell us? Because I didn't see it.
Yeah, and let's see how those numbers fare out by the end of the season, and let's see how the merch sales do.
Everybody loves a train wreck.
Yeah, and a lot of people are watching this to see the train wreck.
Yeah,
to watch the train wreck, to see how terrible it is. Not because it's good.
Yeah, we're watching, like, this is how dumb they are. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's why people are watching it, because it's actually a comedy. It's so bad.
Yep. And it's only going to get worse. You know, and we only got breakdowns for the first 4 episodes. Who knows what's going to happen in the second half of the season and how much more dumb it's going to get, you know, going from there.
Speaking of how much more dumb it's going to get, here you go. This is what's coming. Do commercials about women's sanitary products make you uncomfortable? Too bad. There's a sequence in the Acolyte's 3rd episode that implies that space witches getting their periods is a formative experience for the women and girls within the coven. It's metaphorical and meaningful and moving. Plus, it's the kind of detail that helps ground the Acolyte in relatable experiences rather than, like, that time Donald Glover's version of Lando Calrissian rejected L-337's desire to be independent and transferred the female-coded droid's consciousness into the Millennium Falcon, trapping L-337 there forever. Domestic abuse, kind of. They are celebrating, Nick, a menstrual period, saying that it's going to be relatable for all women. That's where we are in Star Wars.
In a boy's brand. Oh, geez. You can't make this stuff up, guys. You cannot make this up. This is what Star Wars has become.
Vagisil, aisle 37.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah. Oh, geez, man. It's bad. It's bad. Star Wars is dead. Star Wars is dead.
It's made for kids, right?
Yeah.
People have that argument all the time. It's made for kids. George said it's made for kids. Kathleen said we're going to continue George's story and what he did, what he created to live in that world.
And we're going to honor.
To live in what world, Kathleen?
We're going to honor. Yeah.
Kathleen has come full circle now, egoing 74. Absolutely. Price check on Vagisil, aisle 5. That's what I was doing. Oh my goodness. It's just crazy. And here's what's funny. We come out with complaints. Here's Critical Drinkers post. I think I despise every single thing about Star Wars now. Like, there's nothing even remotely worthwhile about this franchise anymore. It's anti-entertainment. I agree.
Not wrong.
But then this girl here, and again, I'm not doing this to say go attack this girl at all. Leave her alone.
Like
whatever.
Clockwork.
Like clockwork with a laughing face. Yeah, so she just totally can't see it, bro. It is like clockwork. It's terrible Star Wars that's like clockwork. That's the clockwork, not the people reacting negatively. If they gave us something great, it wouldn't. Everybody was happy Mando season 2 when it ended. Everybody was together and united and woo, let's go. What happened? Agenda. Yep. Disney. It happened.
Yep. I wish I had the I was looking for that the clip of Kathleen Kennedy saying you know, we're going to honor George's legacy and characters, but everybody's seen the interview. You guys know what we're talking about.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, and she has done literally none of that.
You know, we talked about this earlier today. This Shills site here, Star Wars Newsnet. You know, funny story about these people. They were taking applications to add to their writing staff. I applied for a job there, and they were like, "Why do you want to be here? You already have a social media presence. You already have they called it a successful YouTube channel." And I said, I like to write. I'd like an opportunity. I'll give you an article a day, tell me what you want. I even typed up a I don't know what you would call it. I made an article. I wrote an article and gave it to them so they could see and gauge my writing. Which, by the way, I've been a school teacher for 20 years and I write. I mean, I've been writing forever. So, anyways, they very kindly showed me the door and rejected me. And you know why? Because I'm honest. There's no way they're going to let me write and publish something on their website. And I knew that they wouldn't. Well, here they are posting this article. The Acolyte is well received by critics on Rotten Tomatoes. Audience score plummets. And here's what they say. There's obviously a large portion of the fan base who is always going to review bomb this show based on its diversity and or some of the comments made by the creators leading up to it. As pointed out on social media, the show held a 48% audience score at the time of release, which is suspicious in its own right. There were fan screenings right before the show hit Disney+, but we'll assume that people having that experience were, for the most part, not going to give it a 1-star rating coming out. Other accounts who rated The Acolyte have also never rated any other title on the site. Still, reading through the users' reviews on the site, a larger part of them are at least disguised as rational arguments. Nick, these people don't even acknowledge the fact that you have an enormous amount of shills that are just consuming everything that Disney does. And that's why these fools are saying it's a success. Look, you guys are just hateful bigots.
Yep. Yeah, they don't get it.
Here's an example of that. Whatever the whiners, bleeders, wingers, crimpers, moaners, man-babies, misogynist, and Rossist have to say, I'm here to enjoy Star Wars and dive into a world I've loved for 47 years. In other words, it's time for the haters to step off and monetize their bile somewhere else.
I mean, we've been Star Wars fans for, 40 plus years also. But we are not the kind of Star Wars fans that are just going to consume any piece of crap garbage that they throw at us. We're actually going to be critical and we want it to be good. We did this with the prequels. The internet wasn't as big as it is right now when the Phantom Menace came out. So, I mean, same thing back then. And it wasn't like, have all this gay agenda, strong female-led character. It was, we just, there was things about it that just didn't line up or add up, or we thought were executed well with the prequels. And, so yeah, we're not that type of fan. Those people like that, those are those type of fans. And those are the people that no matter what Disney does, they'll never lose those people. Me and Coach could go in and take over and actually give Star Wars fans what Star Wars fans have been wanting, good Star Wars, and those fans would still be there eating all that up as well.
Yeah, they would. No matter what. Yeah. That's exactly what they're going to do. Let's roll through the rest of these super chats, brother. And then I'll let you tell everybody about what we're going to do second half of the show.
Yep. Let's see. Jerry RN for $1.09. Remember, the Force is female and now lame and gay. Yes, 100%.
Yes.
I don't know what's been going on with my camera. It's been the autofocus on it has been terrible here lately.
Thank you, Jerry, for sending that in. I don't know. Hey, you're not me. I don't know how long this is going to last. They don't seem to be changing anything over there at Disney. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Oh, stupid autofocus. Super Nate became a YouTube member. Hell, Super Nate.
He has rejoined his EBN family. Good to see you, Super Nate.
Yeah, good to see you. And We will be switching to members only stream here shortly, where we'll be doing pop-ins and talking more about all this stuff. So if you guys want to become a YouTube channel member, it's only $1.99 a month. Cheap. We'll be doing this every Thursday night. Where we'll be swapping over to members only stream. CS for $10 so far. I think Acolyte has to be the worst show they've done. Before this show came out, I thought it was Kenobi. Ooh, worst show before this one for me.
Kenobi and Book of Boba Fett are awfully close.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, Kenobi and Book of Boba Fett.
It's a toss-up, but the Acolyte is worse than both of them so far. So far. And here's the thing about the Acolyte. I'm just not interested in these characters. They mean nothing to me.
Yeah.
They haven't given me a reason to care about them.
Nope.
And like, oh my gosh. You know what? I'll save that for the member stream because I'm about to say something that's ugly. But,
yeah, we'll be going no holds barred in the member stream.
For sure.
Yeah. Cylon Scotty for $10. The people who are reviewing Star Wars today are the people that made fun of us for liking Star Wars growing up. 100%.
Absolutely correct.
Yep,
that's absolutely correct.
And it's funny because I saw Cylon Scotty on the droid ship in the Acolyte. Did you see the Cylon Scotty droid on the prison ship?
I didn't see a Cylon, no.
Yeah, that big droid that was walking around there sort of looked like a Cylon.
How about that? I didn't even notice.
Yep.
Cool.
CS for another $10. Hail to you, good sir. My suspicion is that Acolyte will break canon way more than Kenobi did. Just give it a few weeks. Oh, we know what's coming next week, and it's definitely breaking canon. Rewriting canon. I guess it would be more fair to say it's rewriting canon more than breaking canon.
So there have been some very interesting comments made. I've heard Rissman talk about it. The DA's talked about it. A lot of people have talked about it. How interesting is it, knowing what we know about next week? And I'm not going to give the spoiler of it all, but I will say it involves the Force. How interesting is it that only a week or so ago, George Lucas, whom we've not heard from in forever, came out. George Lucas, who fans were saying couldn't think for himself anymore. That's the only reason he came out and supported Iger in the proxy battle, because it's not him. No, it was him. However, George Lucas came out and said, I'm the only one that understands the Force. They've moved away from what I created and what it was. How funny is it, Nick, that he said that crap a week ago and now we're getting what we're getting?
Yeah.
Maybe George Lucas watched the first 4 episodes.
Man, I bet he didn't. I bet he's not watching any of this stuff. If he was to watch any of them, he might have watched the Kenobi series.
I mean, Pablo Hidalgo came out a week before that saying George loved Kenobi. He said it was his favorite.
Yeah, no way.
And when George Lucas got an opportunity to give them any kudos at all, he gave them nothing.
Yeah, none. Yeah, not wrong. Debbie Young for 49. The next thing you know, we will have a Jedi Master Bates. This is insane. Yeah, probably. It would not surprise me.
Does she mean Jedi Master Bader?
Oh, I thought she was talking about Bates as in like
Norman Bates?
Yeah.
I think she means Jedi Master Bader. Which could make a cool t-shirt.
Yeah. Maybe. You'll have to clarify that, Debbie, if that's what you're meaning.
Debbie said either way.
Oh, geez. AT Troubled Greens Library.
A Troubled Greens Library.
Oh, yeah. A Troubled, yeah, okay. 999. Can't help but notice that people like Isabella don't have 2 million subscribers and 20,000 people watching her live streams. She's got a Star Wars podcast, Jelly Much. Doesn't bother to mention anyone else.
Hang on a second. What?
Yeah, the Isabella.
Okay. The girl that we highlighted on Twitter.
Yeah.
I didn't even know her name.
Yeah.
Okay. Can't help but notice that people like Isabella don't have 2 million subscribers and 20K people watching her live streams. She's got a Star Wars podcast. Yeah. I didn't know if he was saying we were jealous or what.
No,
I don't know a thing about her.
No, she doesn't get much for views.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Not
hey,
much.
Well, we're the people's Star Wars channel here, anyways. We're kind of small ourselves with our 35,000. We're closing on 40 people. We're closing on. Help us out.
Yeah. We're still small potatoes.
We sure are. We always will be.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah. Comic Doctor for $2 Canadian. Do you guys appear on other channels? Want to host you? It comes down to time.
Yeah.
Because Coach doesn't do other channels. Rarely. Just don't even count him into being a part of any of that.
Very rare.
Yeah.
Very rare.
And I'm on Mr. H reviews on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Doomcock Wednesday nights, and then EBN cast Friday afternoons. And I work full time also and have a life of my own. So, I try to jump on other people's channels when I can, but honestly, it just comes down to time and schedule. We've had other people that have wanted to host us, and it just hasn't worked out time wise, just because just don't got the time.
Well, the best time for me is in the summertime. So if you want me, shoot us an email.
Yeah. But just shoot us an email, and we can look at possible like details or whatever. It just depends on the time.
But it is very hard for me to go to anybody else's channel. I am very focused on this channel, and I don't have hardly any free time. I am about as busy as they come. So, anyways,
Rod line for $1.99. It's petty, but I hate the yellow white Jedi outfit. Yeah, that's the High Republic look. They did that in the comics, and those comics did terrible.
Scott said Coach can't have kids. He's a man.
Yeah.
Because in the Acolyte, I get it. That's great, man. That's great. Thank you, man. Oh my goodness.
But the yellow white Jedi outfits, they're terrible. They're absolutely terrible. But they're from that High Republic era, and that's they're keeping to those books that sat on the floor and collected dust.
Oh yeah. Thank you, Rod. All right. Well, Nick, that covers all of our that covers all of our
super chats
and member chats. Thank you guys for sending all of those in. So for the very first time in channel history, we're doing something different.
Yep.
We are at the beginning stage here of a Star Wars season. Might not be a good season, but you know what? We're going to be able to have a lot of fun together. So what we're going to do, Nick, is we're going to switch our stream over to a members-only stream where we're going to have pop-ins, and our master members will be able to join us right here on the show. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we're going to swap this stream over to a members-only stream, and that's for any member level. The lowest one, $1.99 a month. It helps us out, keeps the lights on here at Echo Base Network. You know, if you guys want to support us for $1.99 or whatever, you can. We'll be going into the second half of the show is a members only stream, and then we'll have pop-ins for our Jedi Master levels. There's Jedi Grandmaster and then Jedi Masters, where you'll actually be able to pop in here and kind of give your thoughts and kind of discuss all this. And that's what we will be doing. So we are going to be switching over to that. But before we do that, I want to thank everybody for all the super chats tonight. And I want to leave you guys with a good super chat video for all of you that supported us with your super chats tonight on a time when Star Wars was actually good.
So, Nick, we do have some new members coming in. So, Shogun Orta, we'll see you over in the member stream. Jagar rejoined the member family here, so we'll see him over in the member stream. And Tasman627 sent in a $10 super chat. Critical Drinker had a panel with Theory and 3 Star Wars YouTubers. They seem more concerned about gender and sexuality than a good story. Now, Tasman, I don't know if you're saying that Critical Drinker and Theory and the YouTubers seem more concerned about gender and sexuality than a good story, or if you're saying that Disney seems more concerned about gender and sexuality than a good story. I think that you probably mean the latter.
Yeah.
And I certainly agree with those. We've never had Critical Drinker or done anything with him, but Star Wars Theory has been here on the channel before. We've been over on his stream before.
Yeah. It's our largest stream.
We had 72. One of the largest Star Wars YouTube streams ever, and we were part of a stream that raised like $60,000 in one night for charity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So pretty cool. Those guys have done a lot of good. But thank you for sending that $10 super chat in very much. And Nick, with all that being said, I think we're ready to go ahead and switch it over to members only. Guys, thank you very much for being here. Again, join our member family, $2, and you'll be here in the member stream as well.
Yep. The stream will keep playing for you guys. And to all our new members, this video is for you guys. All right, guys. With that said, we are going to switch over to members only. So when the stream stops for you, it's because you're not a channel member. But we're going to keep it going. So until next time, to everybody that will be leaving us, we'll see y'all on the next video or the next live stream.
Coach and Nick from Echo Base Network, thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community